Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or time I'm watching this. So on the way home from work today, I was like, you know what? Pappy wants a little milkshake. So what did Pappy do? He looked on his phone and typed in milkshake and drove to the nearest Baskin Robbins because that was the closest ice cream spot that had milkshakes. And I went in and I was just gonna get a milkshake, then there was like a coffee thing. I was like, oh, I'll get the coffee thing. It's like I assumed it was a coffee milkshake. I like coffee. Wrong. It was like I guess like a frappuccino or a cappuccino or whatever. Because she poured the coffee in, and then she said, "Oh, what flavor?" And I was not ready. Like I was not prepared. I was like, "Oh, I thought it was just gonna be like coffee flavored ice cream. I thought that was the default." Um. So I was like, "Oh, and I looked at the flavors and I pointed at one, and it was kind of like a darker brown with like some I think fudge swirls. And I was like, "What's that one?" Asking like, "What is it?" And she was like, "Oh, like she said something. I didn't hear it." And then I was like, "Yeah, that." And she was like, "Okay." And she started scooping it, and I was like, "Well, she's already dirtied her spoon. I'm not gonna change my answer here." And I drank, and then I got it. I drank it, completely unidentifiable. I was like, did I get peanut butter ice cream? I was like, is this just extra coffee with fudge? No clue what it is. It was delicious though, so that's all that matters. Anyway, folks, the build we're running is we'll run the kickback. I haven't ran the kickback in a minute. We'll run the Mach 5 kickback with run and gun and full bore with the Carsolas pickaxe with slaughter and head taker and the talents you already know what we're running. Heavyweight smash 'em, best defense, big friendly rock, soften them up, pumped up, indomitable stomping boots, trample, strike true, batter, slam, bone breaker's aura, attention seeker, no pushover, get stuck in, bruiser, frenzied blows, dominate, delay and destruction, heavy hitter, unstoppable, just getting started, and impactful. That's the build. Let's get into a game, shall we? I will say I did check the reviews on the Baskin Robin, not like intentionally. It was just the ones on the Google Maps page, and there was like two-star ones. It was like, oh, she wasn't blah 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 blah. She charged me extra for an extra scoop in the smoothie. I'm like, that's normal. I don't know why you're being mad about that. And then I was like, the lady was doing her eyelashes when I went in there. Did you find fucking eyelashes in your ice cream? And it was like, she also had long nails and wasn't wearing the gloves when she scooped it. She's not dipping her fucking hand into the ice cream. I've never seen a Baskin Robbins person wear gloves. Never. I've just never seen it. Anyway, I respect Baskin Robbins employees way more than I respect any soldier. That's just the truth, folks. Speaking of politics, we all know that Trump has no real ideologies. It's just whoever the coolest guy in the room, whoever he thinks the coolest guy in the room is, says something. Because for the past, ever since Mr. Zoran Mamdani, the president of New York, won his race to be president of New York, he was all over Truth Social, which I'm not even very certain that those are actually him making those tweets. But then again, he's a very active guy on the internet, so I guess. But it was so funny because over the past month, he's been like, Zoran Mamdani, he's a communist. Don't like communists, folks. We gotta stop communism. And then he has that meeting with Zoran today, and all of a sudden he's like, the only thing the proletariat can lose are their chains. May Allah awaken the people to see the evil doings of Israel and the United States. It was just very funny how blatantly obvious it is. If you're the coolest guy in the room, Trump will love you. And you gotta feel bad for J.D. Vance. I've never seen Trump look at J.D. Vance the way he looked at Zoran Mamdani. I'm sure it helps because, obviously, all the evilness aside, if you peeled the evil layers away from Trump's heart, he is a New Yorker first and foremost. I think that is just certainly true about him. And I wish we lived in a universe where he continued to do The Apprentice and was on RuPaul's drag show instead of, whatever the fuck he's doing now. But like, I don't even think that the idea of like whoever's the coolest in the room is unique to Trump. I mean, there's definitely like people in real life that do that. I know people like that. I know people like that because I'm not glazing myself here, but there are a few times where I was definitely the coolest person in the room by proxy. And I was like, some people are picking up on my mannerisms here. Or like, not even like the coolest person in the room, but like the most dominating force in the room. That sounds like just as bad, to be honest. But like, you know, I have a very like, you know, I don't really have like social anxiety, really. I mean, at least no more than the average person. But like, when I'm comfortable, I'm a very loud, boisterous personality. So, you know, over time in friend groups, I'm like, I can see the lines where I've affected this. So it's a normal thing for people to get affected by people that think are cool. After all, we're all tapestries of the people we love. But politically, there's a lot of people that are like that. Elon Musk is like that as well. But Elon Musk is kind of in a way where like he'll do whatever people say will make him cool. Does it ever really work? No, because he's just kind of like there was a world where Elon was kind of cool at one point when he was like, you know, everyone thought he was fucking Tony Stark. They're like, oh, this guy's gonna take us to the fucking moon. And then he opened his mouth and we're like, oh, this guy's a moron. Like, I don't know if that's what caused his ego, or if he's always... I mean, I'm pretty sure he's always had this. He just seems like the kind of guy to think he's way cooler than he actually is. I fucking missed.
Acceptable.
I missed. I mean, oh god. Speaking of Elon. So, you know those, like, there's this trend. I'm gonna get back onto the topic eventually, but I just want to talk about this. There's this trend of people who bought Tesla cars before Elon Musk went, like, insane. Or at least publicly insane. So, like, the people who are like, oh, I bought this before Elon was crazy. Which I'm like, it's kind of cringe, I don't know, to be like, actually, like, it's a Tesla, man, just drive it. Like, no one really judges people for owning a Tesla. You get judged for owning a Cybertruck. That being said, I saw a meme where someone had, like, I bought this before Elon went crazy, or like an anti-Elon sticker on their Cybertruck. And it was, you know, the caption was like, you know, obviously you don't get to do that with a Cybertruck. You can't be anti-Elon and own a Cybertruck, right? Because that came out way after he went cuckoo bananas. But I saw one in real life on the highway. I wish I was able to take a picture, but it was on the highway, and I was going like 80. I saw a fucking Cybertruck with an anti-Elon sticker, and I was like, you can't. You really, like, it's embarrassing. Oh wow, I thought I had way less ammo than I did. I used an ammo bag for 1 ammo. For some reason I thought I had 75 ammo in reserve. That's never been true for this, actually. But that's crazy. God, it's every time I think about Elon, I just think about how he lied about being the world's best, like, Path of Exile player or whatever. And it's like, really? You really have to lie? Also, his fucking Grok AI is programmed to say he's better than everyone. So people were, like, fucking with it. Being like, oh, Jesus came back in 3 days. Would Elon come back faster? And the Grok was like, Elon would probably make a backup consciousness and a revival pod to make it quicker. But, you know, Jesus had those mystical hacks. It's like, I think you should be crucified. I don't know, like upside down, so you're not like cool or whatever. for like a good bit I saw was like, who would win a piss drinking competition, so and so or Elon? And the box was like, due to Elon's capability at not only surviving company failures, struggles in life, and targeted media harassment, he would be able to drink piss the fastest. It's like, yeah, ain't that the truth? But anyway, back to what I was saying about a lot of... It's like Trump is a very susceptible person. I mean, we've seen it work in politics. Qatar bought him a $400 million jet, and now now Qatari soldiers are training F-15 pilots in the middle of our fucking country, not theirs. They have an air force in our country, which is like insane. You know, South Korea gave him a crown. You know, like it's crazy. But like a lot of like, how do I say this that makes sense? I think this is sort of a new trend culturally. Now I'm spinning this from politics to like culture war bullshit because I can. But like, I think this is sort of how do I correlate this? I genuinely think that like this idea of having essentially no actual like beliefs and just kind of believe in whoever calls you the coolest is common in a lot of like right-wing sphere, not even just like the politics per se. But like, for example, like look at like Red Pill, right? It's all like aesthetics with no substance, right? So like, for example, with Red Pill like trad wife shit, none of these guys actually want to fucking like live on a farm. Like, we've all seen those bullshit posts of being like, you literally just need 1 acre of land, and the chickens have more room than the pigs and the cows, and there's no room for crops or whatever, and it's like, you know, people who probably don't even believe in, like, germ theory think like, wow, this is the coolest shit ever. I thought he would start running. So like they like the aesthetics of the trad wife. They don't actually want to do the farm work. You know? Like they just want to rail an 18-year-old in a sundress, and it's like, yeah, you're 40, buddy. Get in the fucking mines. But like, like there was you guys might know the Whatever podcast. Essentially like dudes in their 40s arguing with like 18-year-old college freshmen. And every time they actually invite like someone who is like, I hate to say it, intellectual, but like someone who is, you know, not a dumb college kid, they get demolished in debate because these guys aren't trained in debate. Their whole debate strategy is shouting louder than the other guy. Or shouting over the girls, and the girls are being like, oh, well, I don't want to be rude on someone else's podcast. Like, I don't even know his fucking name, but he's got such a fucking punchable face. Where the guy was like talking, was like, oh, you guys came out, you know, you're not gonna, you thought you would win on the show, and you did it, and that's not gonna happen. The girl's like, yeah, of course I'm not gonna win on the show. Your fan base are full of like incels, which is true. People who watch the Whatever podcast are incels. And she was like, but about, you don't actually, I'm just here to talk about how you don't actually believe in anything of the shit you're saying, because you spout these traditional views and traditional values and, you know, sanctity of marriage and the woman should, you know, repeal the 19th Amendment and all this other garbage. But you don't actually believe in it because this guy, the lore on this guy, once again, I don't know his name, I don't care to know his name, he's a fucking loser, that's all that matters. He cheated on his wife with a younger girl, left his wife for the younger girl, and the younger girl has 3 kids that aren't his from different men. And the girl's like, yeah, you preach these values, but your wife has 3 kids from 3 different baby daddies, So you don't actually like believe in any of this shit. You just like to say you do. And then the guy got mad. It's like, oh yeah, well you like sniz. You're a... I'm not gonna say it because it's a slur. Like, you're a queer, you know? It's like... And it's just like, what a... a man baby instantly losing his shit over, like, the truth. He's like, don't insult my wife. I'm like, it's not insulting your wife, just speaking out the truth. You don't believe in anything you say. But, like, that clip is so funny because it's like... Folks, if eating box is fucking woke, I'll get my hair dyed yesterday. Trying to use eating, like, yeah, oh fuck, you fucking owned me, dude. Yeah, I eat mad pussy. Like, what are we doing here, folks? I mean, that guy's like a literal man baby, right? Like, there's a lot of man children in the red pill space. 99% of them are. But that guy's like one of the biggest of them all.
Cipher ident acquired. Crypt key access granted. Proceed to elevator.
But like, you know, it's the same. Like that one tweet where it's like, oh, everyone's 12. That's like the political spectrum of today. Everyone's 12. Like, I saw a fucking tweet. So Asmongold, we all know he's a idiot. But there was a bait tweet saying that Zoran Mamdani is going to make all New York elementary schools teach Arabic numerals. Spoiler alert. All numbers are Arabic because the Arabs invented numbers as we know them. Okay, I'm gonna heal Frog myself because it's pissing me off. And Asmongold was like, fuck this snap. Like, fully serious. I don't think it was a bit. This guy's that stupid. And there was a reply under it that was like, oh, we need to go back to this. And it was like Roman numerals. Of course you believe that. You're 12. Right? Like, oh, of course you think that, you know, of course you think that women should be subservient to men. You're 12. Like, oh, of course you believe that, like, you know, like, or like the fucking, like, it's fucking, you know. Like, oh, of course you believe that fucking Kratos shouldn't have a character arc. You're 12, right? Because that's the whole thing. Ow. Like, oh, of course you think there shouldn't be female custodians. You're 12. Like, it's that kind of vibe, right? Which is, that tweet has earned its flowers many a times. I like Vigil Station Oblivion. Ow, release me. No, I'm just gonna let those guys stay in there. I don't know what happened. Does the door close or are they spawning in the door? Okay. But yeah, like, you know, it's all like a lot of these right wing, especially like far right ideologies. They have no substance. It's all aesthetics. Like, oh, of course you think America should only be white. You like the aesthetics of it. You don't actually care. Like, you have no policies to get there. You just imagine this thing, like, or like, for example, the new head of transportation or whatever, like new guy in charge of all the airplanes, was like, oh, if you don't know, if you're not from America, our planes are currently fucked. They're crashing into each other. They're fucking exploding. Shit's bad, right? Because for some reason we cut funding to the planes. We cut funding to the plane navigators and shit. Because Doge found a bunch of fraud and 0 arrests were made. So you know how it is. Oh, of course you think Doge is good. You're 12, right? You think government spend money always bad. You're 12. You think taxes are bad. You're 12. And they're like, oh, the question was, it was on some like news show where he was like, oh, what do you think we can do to bring like make flights more, like make flight quality better? And he was like, oh, well, people gotta start dressing up for flights, to dress nicely. All these people dress up as if they're going to bed. Like, help people load their luggage, dress nicely. What are you talking about? If I'm going on a flight that's, we'll say 8 hours, that's like an average flight time, I think. I'm gonna wear something comfortable. I'm not gonna wear fucking, suit and tie. Fuck you. Like, oh, of course we're gonna wear the suit and tie so when the plane more than likely crashes in this current fucking climate, well, we won't even need to, we can skip the funeral home and toss me straight in the dirt. That makes sense. Like, what are we talking about here, folks? Could really improve the quality of flights. I don't know, make them safer. Hire back all those people. Put funding back into our transportation. And also, and like another thing, another example of like this aesthetics versus actual like policy, is the Trump administration rolled back a law or regulation or whatever that made it so like if that a Biden era law that was like, hey, if your luggage gets destroyed or damaged, the airline has to reimburse you for the destroyed product. Super consumer friendly, great for the American people. It doesn't hurt the airline companies at all because they can afford it. That got rolled back. You know why it got rolled back? For 2 reasons. 1, because Trump has billionaire buddies that want him to roll it back. 2, it was a good, one of the many good Biden era things, so it has to be rolled back because the Biden name is bad for the aesthetics, right? It's like, for example, like ICE. ICE is completely a aesthetics versus policy shit, but it's not even working for the aesthetics because like 90% of people fucking hate ICE. Like almost any actual deportations, like doing all this stuff, and there's less deportations than a lawful Obama era, border control climate. Like, just disappearing off people off the streets, like giving $50,000 to a bunch of, like, no one, like every single person who joined ICE wants to get paid to be a racist piece of shit. ICE members literally lynched people. One of them was like getting caught, flirting with a minor, like trying to have sex with a minor, and then when he got arrested, he was like, "Boys, I'm ICE." What are we doing here, folks? It's absolutely even crazy. And fuck Chuck Schumer. Can I just say that? I feel like I haven't said fuck Chuck Schumer yet. Whenever I talk about politics, I've gotten more left as time has gone on. I started off as just sort of like your average liberal when I was an adult, but like all this shit is just pushing me more and more left. I'm like a full like progressive socialist. Fuck it, I'm here for it. As I said earlier, the proletariat have nothing to lose but their chains.
I don't want to die here.
Kind of crazy that the shell has an entire model, but I guess it makes sense because you do eject it. Like, it doesn't hit the ground, so... I guess you can see most of it while loading. I guess it would need a shell.
Mission success confirmed. Extraction is authorized.
Whew. Anyway, the One Punch Man Season 3 is not doing hot, folks. Of course they missed that shot on that guy. I'm 12. Bunk. Alright, we're out. Just a nice little simple run. I gotta get up early in the morning. Man, fuck. Grr. Alrighty, folks. If you made this far in the video, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, or don't. I'm not your mother, but you better brush your teeth and have a good one. Bye-bye.